with no further ado, it is my first official album review on my YouTube channel, Happy Medium. I really struggled with the process a little bit with this, which was fine. Ultimately, that led me down the right road, that process. So I'm going to start by talking about I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning by Bright Eyes. Originally, this album was released in 2005 by Bright Eyes, and I was asked to do a review for this album. And I was pleased to do it because I have been meaning to discover Bright Eyes and listen to their songbook. And I haven't before. I'm not extremely familiar with them and their catalog of music. I know they're very important. I'm aware of Bright Eyes. I have encountered them. They wrote one of the greatest love songs ever written, First Day of My Life. And it's beautiful in every way. And so hearing the rest of the album, I really loved the album. And one thing I noticed when I was sent a link for this was that it was a re-release. And a reissue. And I hadn't really seen that often, happen. So I started wondering, I got curious, what made that happen? What made Bright Eyes reissue this album, this classic album, I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning. And it turns out that in 2016, Conor Oberst opted to reissue this and reconnect with his audience, and in a meaningful, authentic way, which is really interesting. And, again, that's during an election year. So, it really helped take the edge off. So that timing is very interesting. Because, again, and the reason why I bring up during an election year is because I discovered through this process of reviewing this album that Bright Eyes has a new album that came out September 20th of 2024, right before another election year. So there's a lot of significance to this album because I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning, because originally it's released in 2005. Now I feel like going down the rabbit hole even further and saying, was that an election year? I mean, I will have to think about that for a moment. But that's not really what this is about. But these pivotal times when he wants to connect with the world and offer what I decided that this album, what he's offering us, is beauty for ashes. And that's very metaphorical because I don't see Bright Eyes as nihilistic. As I researched I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning, I discovered that some people might find his worldview nihilistic. In reality, there's something more to it than that. Basically, as sad as he feels, as heartbroken as he feels, he's offering us inner peace. Because he doesn't want us to feel that way too. And to connect and engage. And that's so meaningful, especially in these times when engaging has changed. The way we engage is different. And it's very interactive and innovative of him to connect like that with the public. And in a meaningful, authentic way. So basically, I just love this album. It was idyllic and beautiful, innovative, and I could just rattle off a list of terms to describe its beauty. But again, I'm going to say, if I were to summarize it, it would be, with I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning, we're getting beauty for ashes. And that's a phoenix, and that isn't nihilistic to me. That's beautiful. To find that we can find beauty in our sorrow and our grief. And another thing I really feel that Bright Eyes is conveying, and one of the things that they're powerfully advocating is that we should be able to express our emotions, a range of emotions, not just anger, rage, hate, but allow ourselves to feel vulnerable and to admit that to ourselves. And I mean, he's still here, and that's in the newest album, Five Dice, All Threes, he actually talks about he never thought he would turn 45. I've had that experience. I had a conversation with my mother right before my 40th birthday, and she's like, I was 39. She's like, Amy, I'm afraid you're not going to turn 40. And I called her on my 40th birthday and said, hi, Mom, I'm here. And so, another thing is Bright Eyes, and really at the behest of Conor Oberst, reissued the album in 2016, again in 2022, again to kind of reconceptualize I'm Wide Awake It's Morning in 2022. So what I decided, the best homage I could pay to my newfound love of Bright Eyes is to review Five Dice, All Threes. It's new, and in the same spirit of revisiting and re-engaging, I feel like that would be the best kudos to Bright Eyes, is to review their new work. And I started listening to it, and it broke my heart in the best way. I was on song 5, and as soon as I wanted to talk about that song and learn more about that, I'm like, okay, in order to really do a great album review, you need to listen to the record at least twice before you discuss it. So I got like 5 songs in. I'm like, oh, this song is heartbreakingly beautiful, and I want to know more about this and talk about this particular song right now. So I stopped it there because it was beautiful and it was heart-wrenching in the best way possible. Again, Beauty for Ashes, and very relevant, like nearly prophetic. Like in one of the songs I got to, California wildfires are mentioned, and that just happened here in this year in 2025, and this album came out in 2024. So it's very predictive, and it's even telling us that. And so, like he says in one of the lines, I don't say I didn't warn you, in so many words. I mean, I'm now paraphrasing, and that's what's important. Like, one of the things I've been really stumbling upon is the great need for impactful, significant social commentary to help keep people sane, whether that be music, comedy, any form of art. Being a part of a community where you can open up about what you're experiencing without being criticized and judged as unstable. And even if you are feeling unstable, you should be able to express that and find support. And I think an album like I'm Wide Awake It's Morning is meant to collaborate collectively and for people to find each other, kind of find their soul tribe, and be able to find a place to do that. And Happy Medium Review is that space as well. That's what I'm going for. I want to create a space where creative people have a place to turn and share and grow and heal safely and inspire, because it is very inspiring to, over a span of 20 years, because this is the 20th year anniversary of I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, and create that community and continue to grow it and plant that seed. Because the one thing that is a common theme on I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, and I've heard the same theme come up already I'm on song 5 of Five Dice, All Threes, is hope. And it's interesting because I just shared a post that hope for hope is still a prayer. And he's pushing hope in his words and even discusses having places to be able to discuss how he feels openly and safely. So I feel like right now is a perfect time for this channel to emerge. And we really do need to decide what we focus on. And poetry and art and nature and things that light us up and uplift our spirits is going to be integral right now to continuing to enjoy nice things. There's more I want to say, and I feel like I kind of got like sidetracked because I am very captivated by this discovery of this whole new path of music, being the music lover that I am, and it being very kindred to all the music I do like already. So I'm excited about this, and I'm excited to say that Sunday mornings, I'm hoping I'll be up and running by next Sunday. There is going to be a live indie folk rock performance in the spirit of Unplugged. There was actually a show that I was thinking about too that was fun on MTV back in the day, and it was, I think it was called By Request, and I was kind of brainstorming about things and how to like do this show on Sunday morning, and I don't have a name for it yet. That's all going to come. So we're going to hope for this coming Sunday, not this Sunday, but a week from tomorrow, that we will have a live performance artist, which will be so exciting. I do have to learn a few things to pull that off, such as how to do that remotely, because the musical artist is in Minneapolis and I'm in Michigan. So I know it's possible because I've seen it happen, and it's like now we can all do via satellite, you know? So yes, we have a lot of different tools we have access to that change the tide in a lot of ways. So I'm going to take this opportunity and seize the day and create this channel for artists and creative people who want to come here and hear wonderful music. And I want to start a real like circle around Sunday, and it's going to be the show will be airing in the morning because it's going to be, you know, coffee and music on Sunday morning. I'm in Michigan, so that's Eastern Standard Time, and the recording artist I want to feature the first show on Sunday is in Minneapolis, which is on Central Standard Time. So 9 a.m. Central Standard Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I intend to have a wonderful, one of my favorite artists of all time, perform some new material they're writing. So that's going to be exciting, and I can't wait. I'm excited about this, and I am not getting out of this review. For me, I feel like the most respect I can pay to Bright Eyes is to do a really great interview or review for 5 Dice, all threes. And I am not going to promise the release date on that because I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to say next Saturday I will have that review. In the meantime, I do have a review that's already prepared, an album review that's already prepared, and that is for an album called To Be Forever Young by Jim Byron. And I already wrote an essay about that, and I already have the note cards, so I'm going to go ahead and put that out. I'm actually hoping to have that out tomorrow evening, since I already have all the work done for it, I just kind of have to figure out how I want to record it and put it out here. So I have that coming. So you can look for another album review. The album is titled To Be Forever Young, and the recording artist is Jim Byron. You can look for that tomorrow evening around this time, between 6 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as far as the live performance, that's a big surprise, and I'm so excited about it. That will be hopefully not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And as far as the review I plan to deliver for 5 Dice, all threes, that will come out. My plan is to have that a week from today around this time. So please stay tuned, because I am so excited to really delve in to this album and experience it and come back and report about it. See you all soon.